Hello, everyone. I'm live right now, so I hope you see my live stream right now. This is my first live stream in LinkedIn, so therefore, I would like for you would not forget to click like at the end of this presentation. And also, I duplicate this live stream on my YouTube channel. So let's get started. Today is the topic of my colorful forecast, as I call them. The theme is today Beyond the Poles and what my colorful forecasts revealed. I decided to make a short and the fast analysis of the forecast that I have made for major world events, like, for example, parliament elections or presidential elections. And I just been curious, what is the ratio and what is the effect at the end. Since I'm R&D professional, I like to test things. I like to verify things and to correct them and to improve. So that's actually the purpose of this live stream, my first LinkedIn live. And let's get started. Let me share my screen. So I hope you see my screen right now. Let me double check. Yes, everything is all right. Everything is set and we are ready to start. So first of all, to give you a brief overview on my color forecast or color intuitive forecast, as I call them. What I had been studied, I've been studied with the color system, the political forecasting, and usually it relies on the polls and statistics of the audience. And I have been using Aurasoma bottles since I have been a certified Aurasoma practitioner in past. And this actually was my experiment when one day I got curious, can I try to calculate and to figure out if I can use some numerology and also color bottles in order to check some major global events. And that was my first experiment. You will see further on my charts. The first I had been published the USA presidential election in 2024. And in that forecast, in my blog post later on, some of my friends actually revert to me with the phrase like, "Oh, you have been predicted time in advance that Biden hadn't been, he will not reach the elections." So because my forecast at that moment clearly showed his disability, shock, and on the physical level. So, but I will go for that a little bit later today. So, yeah, that's how as I have been publishing, and still I'm very fond of. It's really captured my attention and my curiosity and creativity. And I, from time to time, keep posting my color forecast on major world events. So, about methodology that I use. So, as already said, I'm using color bottles of Aurasoma, but in my way and in a different interpretation. And I use also numerology in my unique method. and how comparison should be carried on. So it's election results, it's approval or legitimacy indicators, and as a metrics also I use polarization signals. So on this chart you may see the list of the countries that already included into my color forecast that already published. This is USA presidential election in 2024. This is Germany federal election, Bundestagwahl in February 2025. Also another one, but local German elections in September past year. Then also I published my forecast for Poland presidential election and presidential election in Romania last year. Another one very, very interesting, really capturing was for me really to do this forecast for South Korea presidential election. And the last one have been published. This is Portugal presidential election, beginning of this year. And just quickly run through each forecast. So I present you just the summary. For example, this is first USA presidential election in 2024. The summary, you may clearly see that it was really a way go for Donald Trump. The next one here is Germany federal elections in February 2025. And another one, German election in autumn last year. Here is Poland presidential election, Romania, South Korea last year presidential election, and Portugal presidential election in January this year. And now we can see the summary. I want to go through the metrics, as I mentioned before, use as a qualitative and quantitative indicators of the result. So, for example, USA. So Trump has been elected, and the outcome, as you may see, it's quite low approval at the moment, a lot of anxiety and distraction signals. But that's nevertheless, I really predicted, and in my forecast, let's say the direction was clearly to Trump direction. In my inauguration day forecast, I clearly signal that for the country, this will be very tough, very challenging, and destructive, and really explosive for the citizens' time. Then let's take a look on German elections in this summary. So for the federal, it was really alignment in the direction of Green Party and left. However, the public choice was in the direction of CDU and AfD. The result you may see today, it's high fragmentation, polarization, and very, very low approval. This anti-record month by month for the Chancellor of Germany, Merz, who actually represented CDU, the winning party of that elections. And the local NRV elections. So the mainstream was quite, I would say, usual, but AfD raised significantly. Today we can see that this is also high polarization and high engagement. but not for the positive, unfortunately, direction for the people. And let's take a quick look for Poland and Romania. So public choice was more in the direction of nationalism. However, I recommended, or let's say my color forecast revealed that the best choice at that momentum for the country and for the day would be liberal and pro-European Union party and candidate. So today we can see in Poland also it's high tension, it's really instability growth and high polarization. And Romania, on another hand, chose transformational way, as actually I advised in my color forecast. So the public choice in Romania was pro-European Union and central settlement. And here we see it's quite stable validity, it's development in important spheres, and yeah, high turnaround. So very different pictures we may see on example of Poland and Romania. So the next is South Korea, which I mentioned was really capturing and very really interesting for me as a master really to make this forecast. So my recommendation was pro transformation, and the public choice was liberal reformist. So we can definitely see it's in the direction of democratic continuity, developing important spheres in economics and in the social importance. And the last one, Portugal, in this review. So my recommendation was clearly to stabilize the leadership energy in this country. However, the public choice turned out more into direction of moderate socialism. So, and at least this is quite early, by the way. It's important to note. For Portugal, it's quite early. I will keep tracking this in further throughout this year. But for the moment, on the metrics and reports, we can see that it's a strong democratic mandate and rejection of extremism at the moment. If you would like, of course, to get to know in more details and the complete picture by each forecast, so I really recommend you to open this my published forecast in the blog. You may find this anytime on my Aurosoma page and open the forecast that you are interested in. And another table as a comparative analysis. So for each forecast, but more already quantitative analysis. So what we see as the result. So for example, USA at the end shows partial alignment, exactly as I actually demonstrated in the forecast. So it was good as a personality for Donald Trump, but for the country, it's really lead to really unstable, a bit revolutionary, and really nervous and destructive time for the country. So exactly what we see at the moment in the last weeks especially. So it's a low approval for president and high stress and instability as a country. Then the next Germany federal election, it's quite diverged result, and yeah, fragmented coalition. That's what we have. And the second forecast for the Germany I have done resulted in the partial alignment. So it's a high turnaround and high polarization, as said. Poland, very, very diverse. It's divergent, and yeah, so we can see also growing polarization in society. Romania fully aligned, as I mentioned before, it's 75 points, and stable, and development and transformation in this alignment. South Korea forecast also high score of alignment using these metrics. It's a democratic way, it's recovery, it's development, and people call satisfaction and happiness in masses. And Portugal, nevertheless, is quite early yet to really say something about quite complete comparative result. But nevertheless, at the moment, it's partial alignment with my forecast, 68 points. It's a strong mandate, and as I said, I will keep tracking the development of this situation after the Portugal presidential election. And on the final infographic, you may see, let's say the summary result. So these are my forecasts for the major elections in the years 2024, 2025, and 2026. So based on these metrics and indicators, as we defined right from the beginning, here you may see that two fully aligned with my forecast. So I'm glad that the audience, or let's say potential electorate in those countries, Romania and South Korea, and of course very high partial independence of full alignment in Portugal. So I'm glad these countries showed up this alignment in their choices with universal, I would say, wisdom and spiritual knowledge through color and meaningful at that moment. Yeah. So and USA, Germany, and Poland. This is partial alignment with my forecast, and partially it's diverged, which of course has sense. Also, the purpose of this analysis and of this live stream, not to show only the best, like many companies actually most often publish the good reviews of the client satisfaction and so on. So I'm capable and quite confident and matured and ready to show the result as it is. I was not interested to show that I'm the best and all this information. For example, I started to do in my forecasts using color system and numerology, showing absolute match. This was not my purpose, not my goal. Therefore, you may see, the things as they are. So I would say half it's aligned and partially aligned, and half still I need to track and optimize, I would say, the system and the methodology that I'm using. I definitely will continue doing this research because for me it's color research at the end, and the new ways of application of the color and numerology and important global political or economical or cultural events. So I will continue this research, and I would be interested in your feedback. I would be glad of your questions. Please feel free to comment either on LinkedIn, or at the video on my YouTube channel. So here we are. And yeah, so as I said, this is very interesting and capturing for me to research this parity and integration of color into our daily life, and especially for the key global moments and the global changes. So thank you for being with me today. I hope it was interesting and informative for you. And I hope it was really something breakthrough because it's also obvious fact that nobody else doing such forecasts or using color instruments in the way that I'm doing this. But for me, of course, it's primary my interest, my curiosity, and my creativity as a professional in various professional areas. So yeah, thank you for being with me today, and click like if you like this live stream. And I would be glad, really, I would be happy to answer your questions in the comments. Thank you very much, and see you next time.